Good evening, parents, chess teachers, my students. In this lesson 51, we are going to talk about the game between Robert Fischer and Benko in 1963. Robert Fischer talked about this game in his book, My 60 Memorable Games, that I would highly recommend you to have it in your book collection. I will try to explain you and simplify this game for you so that you can understand what happened here. Well, we have the opening that is called modern defense or Pirc defense, right? Starts with G6. That's modern defense, but then it is becoming a Pirc defense. And Bobby Fischer plays this move F4, right? That takes the space in the center. It is a very popular move nowadays, and again, I think it's really nice to play this move. You can check it out the database and see how to play other lines here. But after this game, you will notice that White has a quite good position here. Castling and bishop d3. So it's clear that White is controlling the center of the board. The pieces are very nicely developed, right? And there are all kind of different ideas here. Pawns can move forward like e5, bishop g4, h3, and now the White has another advantage, and that's advantage of the two bishops, right? Now, what's the reason that Mr. Benko played bishop g4 and traded that knight on f3 is because he wanted to make the center weak. So he will attack the center now. Knight c6 is attacking this pawn. So that was the reason to play bishop g4 and capture the knight. Bishop e3, e5. Right, and now wonderful like takes and this idea of f5. So I really like this idea of f5. White is preparing for the attack on the king side. Pawn takes. So the question is, how do we take here, right? And the answer with the queen. Because if you take with a pawn, then you may be blocking the f file, right? And f file here is very important because you want to have this file for the attack, right? So later on, when the rook comes to f1, that's going to be very useful. Knight d4, queen is attacked, and queen goes all the way back to f2. It is the best place for a queen. Knight e8, castling. Right now, you can see why the f file was so important, right? Knight d6, queen g3. Pay attention to this move, right? Look how Bobby Fischer plays queen g3 and then queen g4 and queen h5. Right? Very cool, right? Yes, this knight on d4 is very powerful, right? But not time to take the knight, not yet. Queen g3. And queen h5. Marvelous, right? Very beautiful idea, right? Putting the queen in this powerful position on h5. And again, the knight on d4 is powerful, but then again, what to do with this knight, right? Nothing is happening here at the moment. Queen e8. And look at this the next move. White takes now the knight, and then played this fantastic move that probably Grandmaster Paul Benko didn't see. Rook f6. Look at this gorgeous move, right? Rook f6. Now, what is the reason that Rook f6 is played? It is because White wants to stop the pawn to go to f5. Now let's say we play this move. Look at what happened. f5 will be an amazing defense because the queen is attacking the queen, right? So you don't have time to take the knight on d6, and if you capture, then the knight comes back and takes, and black succeeded with the defense. Or if you play, I mean, what else can you play? There's nothing, right? If you move the queen, right, somewhere else, then you're going to lose the pawn on e5, or probably even this move is excellent, right? So very cool idea, that Benko had, but this move stops everything. So now the idea is to push the pawn forward and checkmate on h7. So that means if black takes e5, and now there's no f5 move. Queen h7 is a checkmate. Very beautiful. Right, so what happened here is that Mr. Benko played king g8, and then after e5, the diagonal is open. Queen is attacking, and now the king is really in trouble here because a lot of white pieces are attacking, and after 92, Mr. Benko resigned the game. Not much to do. The pawn is attacking the knight, right? The knight has to move, but where, right? Let's say you move here, right? But then the moment the queen f5 is winning the game. Checkmate on h7. Right, very, very cool and great ideas in this game. So I mean, of course, this game is remembered because this rook f6 move, right? Wonderful move. But I have to say, I like the idea of this queen g3, queen g4, queen h5. That's also very impressive, right? How Bobby Fischer played here. So what did we learn from this game? First, in a Pyrrhic defense, you can play this move f4. So if you don't have a system against the Pyrrhic defense, well, try f4. But of course, before you play in the chess tournaments, you need to see a little bit the database or study with your chess teachers, right? But it's a wonderful move that you can play. And then we learned about this very simple development. And I think the move that you need to remember here is this one, like f5. That's important, right? Of course, you have to first take on e5 and then push f5. And that's what we learned here. You need to take with the queen, right? To open a file. And then we saw this an amazing attack, right? Okay, kids, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is our first game about Bobby Fischer. We'll study 2 more. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a good night.